Hi Virgo, welcome to your end of January 2022 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. Okay, two cards came out. I'm going to put both of these as the Heart of the Matter cards. If I can actually do that. Okay, I wanted to do this one. It's just hard to lift these cards. I'm going to do what I feel like I'm supposed to do. Okay. You see all the cards, but I'm going to have to push these down. So two cards came up for the Heart of the Matter. One of them is the Justice card. This can be associated with Libra, but certainly, self-explanatory. A quest for fairness in some matter. Maybe waiting for justice, feeling that you've been treated unfairly somehow. We've got the Son of Cups. This is the Knight of Cups. So this could be a water sign person, maybe somebody who was wooing you. This can be, I don't know if it's associated with a specific water sign like Pisces, but which is your opposite sign, of course. But Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. But this is a person who presents themselves as the knight in shining armor, that type of person. And I would expect that individual to, I would expect to get that card in the reversed position if it was really a bad guy. So I don't know if this person is really bad or they're just simply afraid of commitment. This can also be waiting for an offer, a legal offer. So maybe you are like a plea deal or something where you're going to settle out of court, or if it's an inheritance, you're going to settle within the family. And so you're just kind of waiting for that offer. Will that offer come? I don't know. or something at work similar. In the past position, this one is kind of gruesome. I like this deck of cards, but some of these cards are a little creepy. Is the Four of Cups. This is a card, and the reason they have it like this is because there's a kind of a creepy feeling. It's like a feeling of malaise, of not being excited about something. The number 4 is connected to Saturn. So if you think about Saturn and how it relates to emotions, the emotions are very constricted. They're not free-flowing. So the person can be a bit subdued because they're not really happy with how things are going in their life, and that may be what has led you to take some kind of action, whether it's legal action or simply knowing within your own self that you can't really deal with a certain person because they're not being straightforward with you or what have you, and it's not fair. That might be something that keeps coming up for you. The higher message is the Eight of Cups. This is leaving behind what no longer serves you. And that might be something that is part of your spiritual evolution. So at this point, I notice that certain people do this where they are unhappy, like the Four of Cups, with their situation. And this can be work or romantic. And they complain a lot. And they let the whole world know how dissatisfied they are. But then they don't actually go towards their dreams. And I remember I was working in a health food store, and I felt like I had to quit based on certain circumstances around me. And I just felt like this pressure to do that. And after I quit, I would come back to that store just because it was a place that I would always buy my stuff from. And I would see my coworkers, and they would be suffering because of, still being there. And there was one coworker that I was very close to, and she was telling me what was going on, and about the boss doing this, doing that, and I just nodded my head. Oh, really? And she knew. I think she figured out within a very short time what I was doing, that I was just kind of detached from that because, first of all, I wasn't there anymore, but I didn't want to feed into that Four of Cups type of mentality that, oh, I'm going to complain indefinitely, and that's going to take the place of action. It doesn't take the place of action. So I don't want to enable that. And years later, I found out that she left and that she sold, that was part of it. When you're changing your life and you have to sell your house and all that stuff, it can feel daunting. And I remember being so happy, like she made it, she escaped. She got away from that situation that was no longer serving her. And the key phrase is no longer, because at one time, that marriage or that job may have been a godsend, may have been happy. You're not always like the Four of Cups. Well, sometimes people get involved with somebody and they're never happy, but usually there's a good time, a good period before it all goes to hell. So, yeah. What crosses you, here's another number 8, and I'll explain something about number 8, is the Eight of Swords. So the number 8 is a number that is associated with power. And so you have the Eight of Cups here. That would be emotional power. This is the power of the mind, but it's being used against you. And I would say even the upright interpretation could be that. And when it's being used, when you're using it against yourself, typically this is playing old tapes that are not yours. They are projections from others, and maybe they were directed towards you, but a lot of times it's coming from that person's own feelings about themselves. And so you may be not taking certain actions, like the Eight of Cups suggests, like leaving a situation because you're of your self-limiting beliefs. So that has to be challenged, that has to be rooted out, and then you can move forward. And certainly we've got here what's coming in, the Ace of Swords, and you see that those lightning strikes, and that's like the kind of aha moment. Ace of Swords, so we have the Eight of Swords, and now we have the Ace of Swords, which is new beginnings, but new thought patterns that you can reprogram, you can rewire your brain to think different thoughts. And there are, go on YouTube, see what kind of books are out there. what kind of techniques, because it's not going to drop from the sky. It's going to, somebody else might have started it, but you can end it for them. And you can emerge victorious and, carve your own path, forge your own path with a new thought system of how you perceive reality. And this is also a card of seeing the truth for what it is. So if you have been in this, like the Four of Cups, to me, that malaise can also translate to distorted thinking. And the Eight of Swords too, distorted thinking, where you're emphasizing what you feel like you can't do, but you're not looking at all of the small victories in your life. The outcome is the High Priestess, and this is a card of tapping into your higher self. And the point of this is that it's everything, okay? Now, when we talk about swords and we're talking about thoughts, to me, that's more mundane thoughts. I don't know who it was. Maybe it's multiple people have said that when you're thinking thoughts, you're thinking the same thoughts over and over again. And I don't know if that's true 100%, but I do think that there is this loop that tends to go on in people's minds where they are, maybe beating themselves up for the same things over and over again. And it's very unproductive. It's actually destructive. And the High Priestess is about, and it's funny that the High Priestess is right under that Eight of Cups, because I look at the Eight of Cups as a spiritual quest. So maybe, Virgo, this is a time for you to emerge from that cocoon. But you have to get your system in place with, Virgo is a very, I think is a sign that tends to beat themselves up because you're a perfectionist, and perfection is an illusion, and it's also an excuse. It also can make it so that you don't actually stick your neck out and do something. And if you are not somebody who has a spiritual practice, look into it. Even if you don't feel that that's for you, the High Priestess, it could be like this godsend. It could be something that is a bridge from, self-doubt and self-criticism to sanity, to peace, to serenity in your life, and feeling more assured of yourself. Okay, that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.